I'm moving. What's poppin', guys? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into Smackdown for May the 19th, 2023. For the most part, Smackdown was all right. I think we're starting to see a lot more tension and cracks within the Bloodline. They're moving at a real quick pace because rumor has it that Roman's going to take a lot more time off. And if that is to be the case, which it probably is, then we need to work on getting the title off of Roman by SummerSlam. That has to happen by SummerSlam. Because like I've said for the last few videos, people have to realize that Money in the Bank is literally 1 month before SummerSlam. Money in the Bank is early July. I think it's July 2nd. SummerSlam is August 3rd. So you literally have a month and three days to continue the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns story. And I do think that Cody Rhodes will be the one to win Money in the Bank and dethrone Roman Reigns. Because I don't think that they're going to have Roman be champion all the way up until WrestleMania 40. I think that's a lie. I think that's just a total rumor, and that's just what it is. I think WWE knows that they can make a lot more money with the Bloodline being at each other's throats, and they also know that this storyline has transcended championships, which it has, because now we need to see the downfall of the entire Bloodline. So we kicked it off with Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. So Roman gets on the mic and says that's not how we start things off, because he got a "you suck" chant from the crowd. He then calls on Columbia to acknowledge him. And then out comes Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So Roman says this is perfect. Fans seem excited. This was his plan all along, to bring the champs out here. Roman says Columbia already did it, so now it's time for the champs to acknowledge the tribal chief. And when they're done, drop off the titles and see yourselves out. So Kevin Owens steps up to fight, and so does Solo. Roman mocks Kevin Owens to Solo. Reigns says he's had a special career with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but his one regret is wasting time on Sami Zayn. Sami says his one regret is not hitting Reigns with the steel chair sooner. Sami reminds Roman of the Elimination Chamber in Montreal and says he didn't think that they'd be in the ring together again. But here they are, and he has nothing to say except this. Sami goes on about how Roman wants their titles, but it won't happen at Night of Champions. And why? Because you're not just as good as us or as good as the Usos. And that was a great line right there. I love that. So Roman responds and goes on about how he took it easy on Sami. And then out of nowhere, the Usos, they ambush and blindside Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then they were trying to get that from Roman, and Roman, he's pissed. He's extremely furious. Roman says this is his ring, and he didn't tell them to come out here and do this. He had one plan, and they ruined it. And then Roman, he storms out, and then he bumps into Solo. Solo looks over at him and just stands there. Reigns is a bit shaken, but he's angry, and he marches up the ramp. And I love that. This was absolutely tremendous. Again, this is perfect storytelling here. It shows that Roman is losing his patience. It shows that Roman is trying to keep everything together, but it seems like things are crumbling around him, and I love this. This is absolutely perfect here. And you know that this is going to set up for the Usos turning on Roman. I mean, it's common sense. We all know this. Like, this is extremely 1,000% predictable that Roman is going to be turned on by the Usos. So, we get another backstage segment with the Bloodline there in their locker room suite. So, Jey Uso, he's apologizing to Roman Reigns, but he's furious, saying he had something he wanted to say to Sami Zayn because he gave that fool 1 year of his life, but he didn't get to because the Usos did what they wanted to do and not what has kept us on the top of the mountain. Roman also says he's the guy. He makes the choices. Roman tells the Usos to get out, and they leave in a hurry. And then Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, they watch from the back of the room. So again, Roman has completely lost his patience with the Usos. It makes perfect sense. I've been hearing reports and rumors that Jacob Fatu from MLW wants to be a part of this storyline, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does get involved in it. They would eventually have to replace the Usos, so why not him? And I mean, Jacob Fatu is legitimately awesome. He kicks major ass. I think that could happen down the line where we see Jacob Fatu appear. Now, do they bring him in Saudi? I mean, did they bring him in at Night of Champions, or what did they do? I don't know, but I do think that we'll probably see Jacob Fatu sooner rather than later. But this was great. First match of the night, the Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. This was a great match. I enjoyed it. Really good TV match here. Pretty Deadly, they get the win off of the distraction. They win via the spilled milk. So I like that. So this was great. And Sheamus was also on commentary as well. And then we get a really good video package for the late, great superstar Billy Graham, who passed away at 79 on Wednesday. So that was a great video package there. Moving on. So Asuka, she's in the ring. She's getting ready for her match with Zelina Vega. So Kayla Braxton, she's backstage with Zelina Vega. Zelina says that she knows she's ready for Asuka because when she got the love from her people in Puerto Rico, it made her realize she belongs with the top dogs of the women's division and that nothing else matters. Zelina also says when she gave her all against Rhea Ripley, she proved she can go with the best of the best. And tonight, Asuka will see she's ready. Again, I like Zelina Vega, but could we please stop what happened at Backlash? I mean, you're not going to be on top of the women's division at all. You're just not. I mean, and I like Zelina Vega. So, Asuka wins via the Asuka lock. Post-match, Asuka continues to apply the hold, and referees try to tries to stop her from choking out Zelina Vega. Out comes Bianca Belair to make the save. So Asuka retreats and dips out. And then Asuka spits the black mist in Bianca Belair, so it barely hits her. Asuka laughs, and then her and Bianca stare each other down, and I'm just like, can we please end this feud? Like, this is stupid. This is really stupid. It's dumb as shit. I don't like it. Again, Asuka deserves better, but we know that Asuka's not going to win anyway at Night of Champions. Like, it's pointless. Next, we got the Grayson Waller effect. So, Mike Rome, he gave a grand introduction for Grayson Waller. It was great. I loved it. It's something that Justin Roberts does for Kenny Omega over in AEW. So, Mike Rome kind of did that there for Grayson Waller. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed that. So, Grayson Waller, he brings out his guest AJ Styles. So, Grayson Waller, he welcomes AJ and recalls the interaction in NXT when AJ told him to try hard and be phenomenal for 20 years. So, Grayson Waller calls AJ a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he asks what it would mean to win the title. AJ talks about being out of action for a few months, and this was the longest period of time he's been out in his career. AJ says all he could think about was getting back in the ring. AJ says when he got cleared, all he did was get after it, training harder than anyone. He knew there would be an opportunity, and here it is. He wants the title more than the air he breathes. So Grayson Waller says he just got goosebumps. AJ says Rollins is off on a movie set. AJ is happy for Rollins, but he hopes he's training and getting ready. AJ guarantees that he's ready. Waller goes on and says that he's more excited for the end of AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins when Rollins is announced as the new champion. And then both AJ and Grayson Waller, they stare each other down, and then they have some words. So this is kind of okay. It kind of makes sense. It seems like they're gonna probably have AJ in two feuds because later on in the show, Karrion Kross seems to be after AJ as well. So they might have AJ in kind of like maybe like a double feud, I guess. Because they're gonna run Grayson Waller and AJ Styles back at some point, but I don't know when. But it seems like we've got a couple of feuds lined up for AJ with Karrion Kross and Grayson Waller, so that could rule. But the segment to me was a little bit too short, but then again, I kind of see why. Because if this would have been like a Raw segment, this one went on for at least probably a good straight 10 minutes. This went on for like about 5 to 7 minutes. Moving on, so we're backstage with the LWO. They're talking in Spanish. They mention the Usos in tonight's main event. So Santos Escobar says that Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer, and Latinos around the world need to know about the LWO. So Joaquin Wilde says the Usos are good, but tonight the LWO will prove they're better. Rey says the Usos will find out what happens when you mess with the LWO. All right, that's cool. Next, the Street Profits versus LA Knight and Rick Boogs. So LA Knight, he comes out, he gets on the mic and says that he saw the Profits come to his show talking crap, and he knew he could beat them with anyone. LA says that's why he's going to do tonight. Pick up a win with this man. So he introduces Rick Boogs. So the Street Profits, they get the win via the Frog Splash. Who takes the pin? Thankfully, it wasn't LA Knight. It was Rick Boogs. And just like the reports have been predicting for a couple of weeks now, LA Knight instantly turned on Rick Boogs. He hit him with the BFT. So that was great. I enjoyed that. That was good. Again, I think they could put LA Knight with Austin Theory. So that would kind of make sense. I could see him going after Austin Theory. But Austin Theory seems to be tied up with Sheamus. We'll talk about that when we get there. But it's good to see that LA Knight is going to be getting a singles push. It seems like. All right, Cameron Grimes to the moon. So Cameron Grimes, he's with Megan Morant backstage. Cameron Grimes says he never would have believed his name would be associated with one of the fastest wins in WWE history. Cameron Grimes says he feels like he's living the dream on Smackdown. What are you talking about, Cameron? You've only been there for a week. Come on, man. Cameron Grimes says that he knows he made a huge splash last week, but he won't stop. He's determined and focused to go straight to the top. Grimes says he just wants to go straight to the moon. He laughs and then he walks off. So I kind of like this. I wish that he would have given us more, but I'll take it. I think Cameron Grimes is going to be fine on the main roster. I do. I just wish that they would give him back his eccentric billionaire gimmick that he had in NXT with the big top hat, the vest, wearing the suits. To me, he just seems like he's just like relaxed. He's about to just, play golf or whatever. Like the way that he wears his clothes is like he's going to go and play golf. I don't know, but I'm just glad that Cameron Grimes is there. But again, they're going to run back Cameron Grimes and Baron Corbin at some point. And I guarantee they're probably going to end up as tag partners. Guarantee you that. Moving on. Karrion Kross, he's backstage with Scarlett. So Karrion Kross says justice is blind. Surely it must be because Kross is the imminent threat to justice. So he's taking a page out of Dijak's book, I guess. I don't know. And he said he had absolutely no idea. Do you, Alan? So he holds up a tarot card. No, Scarlett holds up a tarot card for Alan or AJ Styles. Tick tock. So, like I said before, we are getting Karrion Kross versus AJ Styles. So the dirt sheets, they got that right too. That does make sense. But do you have Karrion Kross go all the way to Saudi Arabia to cost AJ Styles? I don't know. Something to think about. Really, it's something to truly think about. I mean, because do we have AJ Styles? Do we have him become the new WWE whatever champion, or do we have Rollins? I think we're more likely going to have Seth Rollins to win that, and then I think as soon as that is over with, we're going to have AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. I mean, like an actual feud between the two. Moving on. Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn, they were in action against Valentina Feroz and Yulisa. And I felt like I was watching NXT again. Because I thought that Fallon was injured. I thought that she was injured. Well, yeah, she's been injured for a while. But then again, this is weird. Like, they were just doing some jobber status type stuff. Like, they didn't even get an entrance or anything like that. I don't even think that Michael Cole even mentioned that that Valentina Feroz and Yulisa Leon are in NXT. I don't think he mentioned that. So basically, Alba Fyre and Isla get the win here via the Gory Bomb into the Russian leg sweep for the 1-2-3. That was pretty cool. Again, I don't understand why this match happened. Like, why are we having Valentina Feroz and Yulisa Leon on actual television when they should be on NXT television? Again, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this was a dumb call. This was a dumb move here. They could have gotten any local enhancement and talent, female tag talent from anywhere. It's not a good look. Like, Shawn Michaels should have been strongly against this. He should have told Triple H, nah, man, we'll give you guys somebody else, but you can't use Feroz and Leon. But that's just me. So Michael Cole says that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, they're going to have to relinquish the tag titles due to Liv's injury that she suffered last week. She's going to be out for several months, it seems like. So Raw in 2 weeks will feature a fatal 4-way to crown new champions. So we see Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Bayley, and Io Sky, and Raquel Rodriguez and a partner of her choosing. Oh, boy. Oof. So Raquel, she's backstage with Kayla Braxton. Raquel gives a shout-out to her partner, Liv Morgan. She says that she's still a champion for how she pulled through last week. She says she's going to get the titles up. What's the hardest thing she's done in her career, but she's not giving up, and Liv is not replaceable. So Io Sky and Bayley interrupt. They mock Raquel and say Dakota Kai suffered even a worse injury. Bayley says if Raquel can find an idiot to team with her and Io Sky will be waiting for them in the ring next week. And I'm just like, oh my God, can we end this stupid damage control nonsense? They are not over. Austin Theory, he's up next. He cut a promo. So he brags about something and says that he expected respect when he came to SmackDown last week because of the legends he's bodied. So he brings up the tournament match and how he was disrespected by both Lashley and Sheamus. Austin Theory says both knew he would have went on to win the world title at Night of Champions. Not really. And then Austin Theory rants some stuff about Bobby Lashley and then goes on about Sheamus. Sheamus comes out. He faces off with Austin Theory real quick, and then he gets a mic. Austin Theory says Sheamus must have something to say. Sheamus turns around and hits a bro kick, takes out Austin Theory. So I like that. Short and sweet to the point. So we might get Austin. Well, no, it's not that we might. We are going to get Austin Theory versus Sheamus at Night of Champions, which would actually be pretty good. This should be a quote-unquote banger, as the kids say. Does Sheamus win on his first attempt? I don't know. Probably so. Paul Heyman, he's backstage with the Usos. He walks up to them and says that Roman Reigns forgives them both. The Usos think that it means that Roman will be ringside for them tonight, but that's not the case. So Paul Heyman makes excuses for why Roman won't be out there, then says, come on, it's the LWO, you guys got this. Don't make it a prediction, make it a spoiler. So Jey Uso walks off, then Jimmy, he sizes up Paul Heyman, and then he walks off. So that leads us into the main event, the Usos versus the LWO. The LWO get the win here via help from Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. This was a solid main event. So, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they're all smiles as they're on the ramp looking on. At the LWO, they celebrate. So, we go to backstage. We see Roman, Solo, and Heyman. They're watching what happened. Roman's, he's pissed off. Solo goes to get up and head out, but Roman stops him. So, that was the show. Again, I think this was fine. This shows that Roman's patience with the Usos has grown thin, and they're more than likely going to cost Roman and Solo. Come Night of Champions, it makes the most sense. All in all, Smackdown was okay this week. It wasn't great, and it wasn't bad. It was just all right to decent. But what did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.